Hello traders, good afternoon. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski and I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis. This is daily analytical report. Let me show you what is going to happen on the market. Well, we'll try to predict, but trading is not about predicting, but we try to find decent trading setups on the market. First, before we're gonna do this, let me show you the calendar. So this is the calendar, only the most important news here. So on Friday, still to come, we are waiting for the durable good orders number, and we are going to have a speech from Jerome Powell, Fed's chairman, which should be influential for the American dollar. On Saturday, markets are closed, but we will continue with Jackson Hole Symposium, and we will have a speech from Bank of Canada Governor Polis. Monday, quiet as usual. Tuesday as well. On Wednesday, GDP from US and expenditures, also important data for the American dollar. On Thursday, also core personal consumption expenditure, but price index. And on Friday, inflation from Japan and inflation from Eurozone. So the next week will be rather quiet, no major events. So let's move to the charts right now. We can start with Euro to Australian dollar, which after this false breakout is having a great time. So that was a false breakout at the downside, and price decided to go up, came back above the resistance, broke another resistance. Now it's using this resistance as a support. If we can estimate that this is a local top here, let's check the Fibonacci's. Here. So we stopped on first on 23.6, and here is another one. So the price can decline here and go further. So after this false breakout was estimated 3 days ago, that was more or less obvious that the price will continue to go up. Swiss franc to Japanese yen, also here with this candle on the 21st of August, we denied the sell signal. Sell signal was created here when the price broke the lower line of the wedge after this double top formation. Then we tested that as a resistance, go lower, but the price defended 23.6 and went higher. That I told you that according to my idea of the technical analysis, that was really unexpected, especially on a weekly chart. After this kind of a rejection of the resistance, this should not happen, but it's happening. Price closing a week above the red area, which is happening right now, will be a strong buy signal. Even despite the fact that we're having 4 bullish days in a row, we can have more. Australian dollar to American dollar. Here everything is going according to the bearish plan. So downswing, symmetric triangle, downswing, come back, lower line of the symmetric triangle is tested as a resistance, and a bounce. So we should see a further drop on the Australian dollar to American dollar. Now Australian dollar to Japanese yen. Here is a kind of interesting situation. I'm absolutely sure that I saw this kind of setup before. I cannot remember when and where and how it ended, but I remember this downswing flag, which promotes the drop in this time frame, but also it's a flag in this uptrend. So the green lines, green dynamic lines, promote the breakout of the upper line, and the breakout of the lower green line promotes the further drop. So we are still below this line, which promotes a further drop. We are still above this line, which promotes a further upswing. The situation is not clear. When the situation is not clear, what you should do is definitely not to trade, but wait for the situation to develop. We can remove this, we can remove this, we can remove this. In my opinion, price closing below the green area will be a sell signal, and price breaking the upper green dynamic resistance will be a buy signal. Now gold. Gold is having this reversal. Downswing, corrections, most recent corrections stopped on a midterm downtrend line. How clean is that? But we are having another attempt. I really would love to see the reversal from this point and the price testing 23, breakout 38, 50. Not because I'm an owner of the physical gold, because it's an investment for a long time, but for the fact that all those retracements, all Fibonacci retracements, if we count this as a bottom, will be in line with the historical movements here, 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 here. It would be absolutely beautiful if the price climbed like on stairs. Here, upswing, breakout, correction, bounce, breakout, correction. That would be absolutely amazing. Now WTI oil, that is beautiful. So we have a denial of the sell signal here. You remember we are talking about this for some time. Then a comeback above the green line, breakout of that downtrend line, breakout of that downtrend line, comeback, and boom, we are bouncing from this upper line here. Broken resistance becomes a support, boom, and we have a reaction. The price is climbing higher, so that is a false breakout. That's a denial of the sell signal, and now we are back to the rises, and price getting to $74 for 1 barrel on WTI oil looks almost certain. Cable, British pound to American dollar. price is going down. There was this bearish flag which got denied and the price went higher. We can remove this flag from here. That's very irregular trading, so no strong signals. Oh, something went wrong. Okay. Weekly chart is not looking encouraging. Depends where the price will close this week. We still have this data, so we don't know yet. But look at that, cable was doing great, like down Brexit, triangle, downswing triangle, and a new uptrend. We're almost on the places where before Brexit, and then boom, huge downswing. Okay, British pound lost almost everything. And now euro dollar ends this week with actually a major buy signal. Maybe that's not a morning star pattern, but almost it is a morning star pattern, like a downswing. There should be a bearish gap, there should be small candle in the middle, a bullish gap and a bullish candle which will close above the half of the first one, and it is almost a bullish angle thing. But what is the most important thing is that the weekly candle will close above this area. If the weekly candle will close above this area, that will be a major buy signal for the euro dollar, and we have a high chances for the price to close above this area. Because there is this inverse head and shoulder pattern, breakout of the neckline, comeback, test of this neckline as a support, upswing, and then there is this flag, and flag, and we're testing the upper line of this flag, and most possibly thanks to this bounce we should see the breakout of the upper line of the flag and a bullish continuation. But the thing is that as long as the price stays above the violet area, it seems that we should have a continuation of the upswing. We should have a buy signal. So that was a positive for euro, negative for the dollar. Now something positive for the dollar, which will be the American dollar to Japanese yen. It all started with this inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder, breakout of the neckline, breakout of the downtrend line here, so an upswing. Then the price uses the momentum to break the upper line of the wedge. What is very interesting is that price, before breaking the upper line of the wedge, the price is creating a rectangle. Which shows us, like, if there have to be a bounce, there is a bounce, boom. If the price or bounce here, when the price is thinking about the breakout, is all very often the price is making a small sideways trend below the resistance or above the support, if they are thinking about a breakout. Now American dollar to Swiss franc. American dollar to, so we had a negative signal for the dollar, positive signal for the dollar, now another negative signal for the dollar. American dollar to Swiss franc was having the symmetric triangle below the horizontal resistance, and actually, to be honest with you, I was waiting for the breakout of the upper line here and breakout of this green line, but the price chose the otherwise, so the price broke the lower line of the symmetric triangle and went lower. Then we had this symmetric horizontal support of 0.986. The price broke this support, went lower, then the price went higher with a small correction shaped like a flag. So that is a flag, that is a trend continuation pattern. We didn't even retrace 38.2 of this downswing. Well, we did if we consider this almost. And we are bouncing from this horizontal resistance, this gray one. So the price bouncing from here is a positive sign for the Swiss franc, is a negative sign for this pair. But the proper sell signal will be created once the price will break the lower green area. Currently there is no sell signal yet, but there will be once the price will break the lower green line. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, perfect resistance. This resistance already brought us 100 pips. This resistance came from two things. First of all, those lows, and second thing was the correction equality pattern. Let me check if there was also a trend line. There was a trend line. So we had a combination of three factors. Horizontal resistance, correction equality patterns, those gray rectangles, and the midterm downtrend line. So that was really nice setup with a low, with a good risk to reward ratio. If you sold here, for example, stop loss would be above those highs, 60 pips, and as for now, profit would be 1.5 times bigger, 1.5 times bigger than the loss, initial loss. American dollar to Canadian dollar, that is a very important bounce from this gray area, and the price is going lower, and now we're having a small upswing, but in general, if we will close this week below the gray area, and that will be a sell signal. And actually, as long as the price is below the gray area, we do have a sell signal. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. What are we having here? Downtrend, correction, downtrend, correction, downtrend, correction. Well, most probably we should see a further downswing, especially that that is very good on a weekly chart. On a weekly chart, we broke the major uptrend line, and the price created head and shoulder pattern. The thing is that we are below the gray, above the gray area. So gray area is a strong support, but we may be getting there soon. So this inverse head and shoulder formation didn't work out, which is a negative factor. The only positive factor that buyers can think about is this flag formation, upswing flag, upswing. But in general, the price is getting ready for a breakout, for a test of this gray area, and a potential breakout can be lethal, can bring us a major sell signal on New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. British pound to New Zealand dollar is going sideways, so we have an upswing, sideways trend, and we're waiting for the breakout, either bullish breakout or bearish one. Bullish breakout would be much better, I think. Bitcoin, the volatility on Bitcoin dropped. I thought that after this we should, after this failed inverse head and shoulder formation, we should see a further drop, a stronger drop, but the price is climbing higher a little bit. But in general, as long as we stay below this horizontal orange area, the sentiment seems still negative. Downswing, correction, downswing. Silver broke the lower line of the wedge, but is trying a reversal now. Well, I don't see anything good here. We have too many major resistances ahead for any bullish sentiment. It's still negative. We shouldn't. First positive signs will be when the price will break the upper yellow line. Once we are below that there is also this is kind of the most important one. Actually, first positive signs will be after the price will break the first yellow area, but the buy signal will be created when the price will come back above the orange area, which for now is less likely to happen. So let me recap the situation for you. And the euro to Australian dollar, that's rather a buy signal in the long term. And Swiss franc to Japanese yen, that's if the price will close the daily chart above the red line, that will be a buy signal. Australian dollar to American dollar, that's a sell. Australian dollar, Japanese yen, unknown. Gold, unknown. Oil, buy. Cable, rather sell. Euro dollar, that is buy. American dollar, Japanese yen, that is buy. American dollar, Swiss franc, that is rather sell. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, that is rather sell. And Australian dollar to Canadian dollar, that is rather sell. And New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar, that is rather sell. British pound to New Zealand dollar, unknown, still in the middle of the sideways trend, the worst place to trade ever. Bitcoin, that is rather sell as long as we stay below the orange line. And the silver, which as long as silver is staying below the lower yellow line, we do have a negative sentiment for this instrument. So with that being said, I can end the daily analytical report. As you can see, quite a few interesting movements, not many proper like trading signals right here right now. For many occasions we still have to wait, but you shouldn't complain about the lack of the occasions on the market, because we have few. So thanks for today. Maybe small disclaimer: remember that trading and investment in financial markets involves an element of risk. Do not forget about that. And please visit our Twitter account and our website alpari.news. Follow us, follow our ideas, our analysis reports, because there is a lot of great educational content there. Now we'll have a short break, and after that we'll have a webinar about candles and price formations, which will be a super good webinar for you if you want to learn the technical analysis. So that is the time that you have to spend, the place where you have to be. You need to be on our educational webinar if you want to master the technical analysis. Thanks very much, guys, and goodbye.